Hey everybody, this is Father Warner here. I'm on the island of Divar outside the Church of St. Matthias, and I'm recording for the teaching on Maundy Thursday, which is taken from John chapter 13. When you look at the four Gospels, John's Gospel is the only Gospel that has the washing of the feet. But I want to go to chapter 12. Jesus is in Bethany. Bethany, if you ever go to the Holy Land, you have on the eastern side, on the eastern wall where the temple was, there was a golden gate. It is now closed. And if you exited the golden gate, you would come down into the Kidron Valley. You would have to climb up the Mount of Olives into the Garden of Gethsemane, and over that hill was Bethany. And this was the home of Mary, Martha, and Lazarus. And John chapter 12 tells us that Jesus is at the home of Lazarus. Guess what Martha is doing? As usual, she's serving. And guess where Mary is? As usual, Mary is at the feet of Jesus. And we know and we are told that she brings a perfume, pure nard, worth about 300 denarii, about a year's wages. And she pours it on the feet of Jesus. Now this happens in John chapter 12, and I want to make some connections between what happened here to what happens in John chapter 13. Now I'm quite sure that these actions of Mary, who poured this expensive nard on the feet of Jesus, must have left a deep impression on Jesus. Look, this was an action of great love. And 6 days later we are told Jesus is eating the Passover. And I'm sure he must have recalled that moment when Mary got up and poured that nard on his feet. And I think in many ways this also prompted this strong memory. Love is a very strong and a tremendous memory. This memory must have also prompted Jesus to do the same. Who does he do it for? He does it for people who he knows will betray them, deny him. They will run away from him, and yet his love knows no bounds. But as scandalous as the act of Jesus was, because at that time, at the time of Jesus, it was a Roman custom to wash the feet of somebody who came in, generally the job of a slave. And I say as scandalous as this was, it was extravagant, because Jesus did this for people who he knew would let him down, who he knew would betray him, who he knew would desert him. And even though there was no nard at the Last Supper, there was, we know, a basin and water and a towel. I think these three objects should always remind us of great love. But there's another thought I want to give this, and this is purely pastoral, it's conjecture. You know, the word Messiah itself means the anointed one. And we know that 6 days earlier, Mary anointed the feet of Jesus. Jesus says this in John chapter 12, verse 7, she has anointed me for my burial. You know, the anointed was anointed. And Mary anoints the feet of Jesus. Don't impute this to be a sacrament, but think about it. It was this wonderful woman who had the opportunity to anoint Jesus before he died. You know, women play a very powerful role in the scriptures. We may not always attribute it to them, but they play a very powerful role. I mean, think about it. On the Via Dolorosa, when all the disciples literally abandoned the Lord, they were the women of Jerusalem. They were unabashed in their affection for Jesus. They wept publicly for him. Then at the foot of the cross, while only John was there were many other women. The rest had run away. And guess what? At his resurrection, Jesus appears to a woman. I know that there is no seat for any woman at the Last Supper, but I'm sure there was a place in the heart of Jesus for every woman also at the Last Supper. May God bless you, may he protect you, and I will try to do a teaching, it being Good Friday. I'm going to be in Bombay technically tomorrow. I'll do my best. As I said, I plan to go to a prison, spend some time It'll be for me a humbling moment, and in the evening I will preach, preside over, be the main celebrant at the celebration at St. Stephen's Church. Bye for now. God bless you, and have a blessed Sacred Triduum.